According to the third quarter data, members are putting their cash to work, favoring private equity, and they're also increasing their crypto holdings.
We have a risk-on portfolio across our 1,700 members, $250 billion. One of the things that's going on is crypto has recently doubled over the last year from about 1% to 2%. That may not seem like a lot, but when you're talking about $250 billion, that's $5 billion of crypto. And in every meeting, people are talking about, is this a new security asset? Will this be a safe haven like gold? And so in our meetings across the globe, people are really comparing notes on, it's not so much crypto, it's mostly Bitcoin, but not exclusively. Obviously, we have some of the great crypto traders, and they go into all the other varieties of digital currency, but Bitcoin is the big kahuna. Crypto coming up a little, that's the one that, even though it's only 2%, that's the most talked about asset right now.
You should really look at the pattern of Bitcoin after a halving. Bitcoin price analysis for you guys. So there's been a couple of halving cycles that have happened. And I asked him to go back and look at the price performance 1 month after a halving, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, and 18 months after a halving. And what you notice is that there are these moments initially where essentially when you go through a Bitcoin halving, people are sort of reassessing what's happening and they're trying to figure it out. That's sort of what I would say happens in the first month and roughly what also happens in the first 3 months. But then within 6 months to a year and 18 months of these things, there are these crazy price appreciation cycles that happen. So that's what this page shows, which is, 18 months after the first halving, the Bitcoin price returned 45x. After the second halving, it returned almost 28x. And after this third halving, it returned almost an 8x, which is really incredible returns in such a short period of time. If you go to the next page.
Sovereign wealth fund investing 1% of its assets in Bitcoin is not an announcement to seek attention. It's already done. And while the fund's investment policy allows for an allocation in any crypto asset, it has chosen to invest only in Bitcoin.
We will take a close look at regulatory impediments to blockchain, stablecoins, and new payment systems. And we will consider reforms to unleash the awesome power of the American capital markets. Americans deserve a financial services industry that works for all Americans.
I'm excited about Bitcoin too. But I think this idea that we have a global currency that is outside of the control of any government is a super logical and important step on the tech tree.
Now, there's a lot of catalysts that have failed over the last really 2 to 3 weeks that we thought would already be in place by the year end. And now we're dealing with not only economic uncertainty, but uncertainty around the Fed, uncertainty around tariffs, uncertainty around where the economy is going, jobs, you name it. The perfect storm is definitely here. But right now, the amount of problems that we're going into by the end of 2026 and early 2026 and maybe even to Q2 of 2026 are stacking up against the market in general. The point is that long term, and when I say long term, 3 to 7 years, that's the range that I always look at. Problem is that a lot of people do not take profits, and that's the biggest issue of all.